Fethu, krene putu mtan, jange putu. Iksepoza, shabu jani jan. One and a half. One and a half. Local newspaper, the Zululand Observer, dubbed it a homecoming long overdue. Richards Bay are long overdue a win in the Betway Premiership. A solitary win in the last 5 league matchups for the home side. They hope to tie while the international break and press the reset button they so desperately clearly needed. Hello from the Umhlatuze Sports Complex. We are in the administrative area of the King Gatwayo District Municipality for match round 6. In the way of strugglers is Richards Bay, who've been beastly in slaying most comers in the early season block and are looking to spoil the home reunion, one of the most informed sides in the championship. Perhaps the international break came too soon for them. They tonight go in search for their 4th straight win and 3rd on the road as well. This is the 7th league meeting since the 2022-23 season. Richards Bay have the upper hand in this fixture with 2 wins, while Tix Galaxy has just 1 solitary win. Richards Bay, like I said, have the upper hand in the fixture with 2 wins, while TX Galaxy has just 1 win as the teams emerge from a cold but tight passageway. I say cold because it's been raining for much of today. That was a region, as you can pick up the droplets. They ain't dropping. That's definitely for sure. In their last league match last season, Richards Bay claimed a 1-0 victory on the road on the 4th of May of 2025. This is the starting 11 for coach Ronnie Gabriel. He's made 6 changes. That's why I said the international break maybe gave him time to have a rethink. Sbongani Zulu is in. Halalisani Vilagasi sits down on the bench, while in the midfield there's been 3 changes. Zikali, Ngema and Mtembu all get a start. Zuke, the only player to have been retained from the Siwelele draw up top. It's a brand new attack as well. Siyabonga Nzama and Kabatinho Mhango, who starts his 6th appearance of the season. Tix Galaxy, meanwhile, they've made 1 forced change with the suspension of Lenzui Mutau, who got 2 yellow cards against Orbit College, and of course the equals their red. Patrick Fisher, one of the younger and newer faces in the side, gets a run out at right back. Kanyana Letuenyo, there was talk that he may miss out, but I think the international break has done him wonders after he hobbled off against Orbit College. He gets another start. The 2 most informed wingers in South African football right now also starting. Uso Ditejane and Saluleko Mahlambi. Today's referee, Alfred Jelishibani, Brian Kanyako Kamusi, Raswi Msani and Lailelani Gandhi. Like I said, the likes of Mhlambi and Tejane will probably have given Coach Ronnie Gabriel some sleepless nights. They'll give many teams sleepless nights. Between them in 5 games, have scored 6 goals and have assisted 2 on separate occasions. Pusuri Tejane and Saluleko Mhlambi. Nhlanhla Mganga as well as an interesting pickup just behind him, Velase, who's been reinvigorated and given a new role as the lead false 9 striker, but there's been nothing false about his work rate. Like I said, in the last league matchup, which was Bay claiming a 1-0 victory on the road, but that was back in May. Lindokuhle Zikali is here, but on the bench, scored a sole goal in that matchup. And was later sent off, by the way. There have been 3 draws in this fixture, 2 0-0 draws, and the other a 1-1 stalemate as well. Richards Bay coming to this match at the back of a goalless draw away to Siwelele on the 29th of August. Galaxy coming to this match at the back of a 3-1 win away from home 2 days or a day after that draw for Richards Bay. It was against Orbit College out at Dobsonville Stadium. The Rockets, incidentally, 9 points after 5 games in the league this season. Last season, they were winless with a single point. They failed to win any of the opening 6 games. What a difference a winter makes. They won 3 points from losing positions. Only Golden Arrows have won more than that man's side. It may be pelting down. He'll be looking to get some cover. But the big question, how much cover is Salim Makula and his defense gonna get with an attack that is sharp shooting, sharpened, and is in unison? This is live action like you want to see it under the floodlights of the Mhlatuza Sports Complex. We are off. It's Richards Bay on their homecoming, a reunion of some sort. They are in the blue kit with a touch of white, attacking the goals to the left, while Chicks Galaxy in the chain strip of white and red from left to right. This is gonna be one interesting watch, I have to say, particularly if you look at some of the results yesterday in the Betway Premiership. You can never really predict. Chippa United winning against Orbit College 2-1, and by the looks of it, Orbit College, yeah, it's going to be a tough all season for them. That was their 5th loss in 6 games with a -7 goal difference. There were other interesting results as well developing on the night, with Durban City continuing their upward trajectory. 2-1 win. 2-0 win rather against Siwelele, who continue to do exactly what their name suggests, Masogola Basogol. 3-1 Skukere United against Kaizer Chiefs. Big talk is that game was Coach Nabi's last. There's still plenty of talk that he's gone, but it's paper talk until an official statement has been released by Kaizer Chiefs. It's speculation nonetheless, but I think the writing may be on the wall. Maybe on the wall. Yeah, I see 53 minutes ago, confirmation they have parted ways over CAF qualification issue. So it's by Coach Nabi to the here and now. Nice early cross. Looks for the back post where Saleh Makula will handle that with aplomb in tricky conditions. And Makula and as well Tapeir, I think they would have to be careful tonight. The slippery ball on the front foot is Wandile Ngema. Pocket of space which he saw and exploited. Took his chance, just went wide. That's something we haven't been able to say about, in particular, Abafana Basepe. Have been dismal in front of goal, if we are being brutally honest. If you look at their last 5 league games, 2-1 against Marumo Gallant's loss, 1-0 defeat against Golden Arrows thereafter. Then it was 3 back-to-back defeats, with Kaizer Chiefs winning with a solitary goal. Their only win in the last 5 was against Chippa United. And then a draw against Siwelelesa Masoko Lara. So that's 2 goals in the last 5 games. The last man to score for the Natal Rich Boys was Kabatinho Mhango. And he starts tonight. 5 appearances for the Malawian international. With that goal against Chippa, like I mentioned. Yet to finish in 90 minutes though this season. Kabatinho Mhango now 32 years of age, perhaps. Coach Ronnie Gabriel starting to take care of him. Put him in cotton wool, because he's reaching those greener years, as they like to call it. We pick up from the corner. Wandile Ngema has already shown his excitement at being back at the Mhlatuze Sports Complex. A home within a home for Abafana Basepe. Finally in the bay. Ngema. It's the back of Kanyana Letswenyo. And early pressure again for the man in blue. Not known for his finishing as Simprium Kenega is he. Incidentally, the skip up today. There's 86 run out for Richards Bay in all competitions. The only player, mind you, to have started all 6 of Richards Bay's games, including in the MTN 8 quarterfinal match against Sundowns, to start and finish. He is Mr. Reliable. How reliable has Richards Bay's finishing been? That's the big question, especially for a team that's went on and sold arguably their best 2 attackers in Sanele Barnes and Sumaila Ntundwana in the space of less than 18 months. You're going to struggle. Real early pressure. They seem really up for it early on, as you would expect. Ronnie Gabriel will probably have said to his side, give the fans what they want and light a spark under this fire, because it can be a runaway blaze with the sort of support that they usually get here. Siamonga, Nzama and Kabatinho Mhango up top. Today we had to see Mhango touch the ball. Good footwork initially by Nzama. Gets a chance today. With others on a watching brief. Mchali and Lundi Mahala started against Siwelele, and I guess they didn't produce the sort of output that coach Ronnie Gabriel would have wanted. 40% of the ball they had in that game, 12 shots, which was equal with Siwelele. 4 on target, no goals. Like I said, they really need to find somebody that can shoulder the goal scoring burden. And I think they may have it in Koneko Pomela, the under-20 international, but I think he's yet to gain the trust of the hierarchy. Highly talented striker to the right-hand side, where Nkamkamkaka is operating with space as well. That's always a dangerous approach from opposition. Nkaka sees the run of the informed Tejana. That's his first foray into enemy territory. Mhango should have kept that, but doesn't. Crowded out in the end. Here come Galaxy. A high-flying, fully functional, well-oiled machine right now. And to think there were many questions at the start of the season about Adnan Beganovic. Oh, he's proved his doubters wrong with the opening 6 games. Deterjan. He's proved that Chiefs maybe made a mistake by letting him go. It's really outstanding numbers that the 21-year-old has. If you don't know about his story, he started at Naturena as a fullback, a right back, identified by Coach Vela Kumalo Scouting Network. That shot easily grasped by Makula. got a couple of matches in the DDC. I think a season or two before he saw opportunity at Galaxy, and has he not grabbed his opportunity? Had to bide his time. But one thing about the Rockets, they will give you a chance. Not giving his defender any sort of chance on that left-hand side. That's good silky work that Kanyana Letueño, the man in question, as the Natal Rich Boys look to question the credentials of Galaxy. Flashed across the box, no takers. Nice turn that. Sibani Mtungwa. As Mtungwa as it gets with that turn. Moses Mtembu. Big season for young Moses Mtembu. 20 appearances or 22 appearances last campaign. 0 goals, 0 assists during that time. With Mtsundwana having left, Barnes having left, and he was playing in their shadow for the last 2 seasons. It's his turn now to show up and show off. In 349 minutes of league football, though, he's yet to score. All trouble the defenders with an assist as well. Good run. Hango peels away from the defender, back to goal, and then a sweet turn from the man from Chiweta. Just over the crossbar of Tapeira. But a vinyl not called into action. As he would have dreamt it, Ronnie Gabriel, his side on the front foot. Pressing matters. Mtungwa. Hango comes deep, pocket of space, but is followed by a defender. Looks to twist and turn, but Macbeth Mahlangu says that's how far your sonnet goes. Velase, quick on him as Mtsinega. Hango's down. Good start, opening 10 minutes. Brisk. Inviting. Exciting. It's a league currently will show you Skukuna United, the top with 16 points. Mamelodi Sundowns back-to-back wins with their defeat of Makesi. Push on Mhango. Don't think there was much in that really. Kabatinho Mhango got a man of the match performance recently when they played Chipa United at home. Came off the bench in that game and claimed that MVP award. Shows, I think, perhaps quote-unquote the lack of quality that currently Richards Bay have in their ranks, particularly in the striking department. Defensively, they've been okay. They kept their second clean sheet in a row in the match against the Chronolosiema side. And remaining winless on the road after that game. Picked up the first point away from home in that draw as well. But the biggest, I think, problem child here is goal scoring form was a bit of an orphan. He failed to score in their 3 away league games. He failed to score in most games, barring 2 in the last 5. 3 of their 5 games. He failed to hit the back of the net. Is this the night to turn it on? Like the DJ turns on the music decks. Yes, Mahlangu. Football, such a fascinating theater of the mind. The stats, the characters, the storylines. But one thing is clear, the log does not lie. It will be a reflection of what you're doing in the marathon that is the Betway Premiership. Galaxy winning 3-1 away from home on the 30th of August. And that encounter, Seluleko Mahlambi scored the 4th fastest goal, by the way, from the start of a game in the PSL era. 5th fastest in the PSL era from kickoff of either the first or second half of games. 36 seconds it took Mhlambi against Obed College. Boy, oh boy, they were stunned. I was in commentary for the game. Yes, Nzama. Mango's up and running, but he won't affect the game because it's catching practice for Europe. By the way, as they launch it forward to Mpom Velas, who's not going to win too many headers against the power of Simpiwe Mtenega and Tepo Mabua. I want to know who's got the record of the fastest goal in PSL competition, the local competition. Aleni Lepiani for Free State Stars against Santos 15 years ago. 10 seconds it took him to score. Shaka Ngobo of Chiefs as well against Morocco Swallows. Way before my time in 1976, also scored in 10 seconds. Remember, 2023 as well, Peter Shalulile, Mamelodi Sundowns against Kaizer Chiefs. That mistake by Peterson took him 10 seconds as well. Gerald Stobbe of Hellenic appears on the list multiple times. It has to be some sort of record for a former Hellenic attacker. Gerald Stobbe scoring against Manning Rangers in 1995 to the left-hand side. There's only Velas in the box joining the attack. Those Sipesihle Maduna. Stobbe scoring 12 seconds against Manning Rangers back in 95 when I still had a afro. And 13 seconds Roger Lupia for Fairway Stars against Giant Blackpool 1989. Stobbe's record, by the way, he's got 30 seconds and 40 seconds in the same year before Hellenic against Manning Rangers and Umtata Bush Bucks. He was a man for a quick start. We want to get you in and out quickly. 4 first half goals in 5 games for Adnan Begonovic's side. They do now to begin a game. Judging by those stats, no team has scored more in the division this campaign. I'm a bit disappointed. 15 minutes on the clock. No Ditejani or Mhlambi goal. Opening quarter of an hour. In fact, it's been Richard Spey that have been dominant. The international break perhaps come at the wrong time for the Rockets. Well, they're just biding their time to strike. The time is right. Ira punches and punches well. On the follow-up is Nkaka. He earns his side some reprieve. Nkaka, attacking midfielder, playing just behind Mpom Velase. Well, Ditejani and Mhlambi have been handling the goal scoring. He's also been chipping in, but yet to score, but does have 2 assists and 5 PSL appearances for the former Bapera FC man. Good run by Velase. Tineka quickly on him like gum to the sole of a shoe. Fisher on the head against Lindoguhle Zikali. Would have fond memories of that reverse fixture where he scored and also got sent off. So bittersweet moments. Ditejani looks for the big switch to the right-hand side. We'll find his partner in crime. Ditejani is John. Mhlambi is weak. Together, well, devastating. The bogeyman. That's Mahango, the Malawian man. The Malawian man is down though. Bay hoping for a real home boost. I have to say, quick look around at the fence. They're intently watching on, and I think they are like me, they are like you, not quite sure which Richards Bay side is going to pitch up tonight. The one that goes 90 minutes with 12 shots, 4 on target but 0 goals, or the one that puts money in the bank, giving their name is the Natal Rich Boys. It's slender pickings for the money boys. Here's Nzama in midfield with Tabani Zuke. Indotase Kwamakuta. 91st PSL appearance for the evergreen Tabani Zuke. Still very young, hitting his peak or approaching his peak. At 27 years of age, the quintessential one-club man, stayed at Golden Arrows for nigh on almost a decade until he decided a change of scenery. He just went next door to Richards Bay, from Golden Arrows to Richards Bay. Just went next door, and to revive his career, this is his 4th appearance. Just starting to get minutes now. Wasn't in the starting 11 in the opening match weeks. Good work by Sipesihle Maduna and Rafichibani. So as the ball crept out. What, 7 days ago, just over 7 days ago, the Premier Soccer League clearing this newly refurbished venue to host Betway Premiership matches after 3 seasons of Richards Bay playing their home games at the Kingsway Lichini Stadium in Umlazi, Kwati. Fisher. Big ping to the left. Sensational, perfect on a sixpence. Pusedi Tejane twists and turns, backs his man into the box. Right alive by Matuna, but the pass was nowhere near him. Here come the Natal Rich Boys. Mahango peels to the left, looks for the periphery of the far right hand side, and he finds it. Good control. Following up is Ngema. He's looked busy the opening 20 minutes. Great play this by Richards Bay. Will there be a golden ending? That's golden approach for sure. From the left, center, then they went right, and then they went left again, only to finish off in between the frame for the goals, with the Mahango looking to force matters. We've seen really good early signs here from Ronnie Gabriel's team. Teja can't connect with Kanyana. Dangerous left-hand side that Galaxy have. Twinyo very, very capable of creating from left back a la Marcello. Very influential player. Also the Tejani, one of the most influential based on form. He has Mhanga. He's been influential for many years, despite perhaps the years now starting to get on. Zikali. Absolutely sublime defending there by Kulumani Ndamani. Was so sure and assured. Then the pass into midfield. It's Mkaka. Fisher. A fishy pass from Fisher though. Mashambi left it behind. The fixer, Lungisi. The Tejani can't control. Was in 2 minds. Season, the Rockets finishing in 5th. I think anywhere near that kind of league position, they'll be pretty happy. That shows consistency, that shows reliability and ability. 35 points for them. They had a 0 goal difference, by the way. The only side in the division to have 0 goal difference. Scored 30, conceded 30. With the 8 wins and 8 wins from 28 games, 11 draws, 9 losses for them. Natal Rich Boys finished 3 positions lower than them, completing a rounding off the top 8 with 33 points, just 2 shy of Galaxy's overall total. -7 goal difference, conceding 26, scoring 19. So it shows you that goal scoring has been an Achilles heel of theirs for more than just the season. If you consider their 19 goals, was the joint third lowest. Polokwane City at 19. So did Richards Bay and Makesi. Only Cape Town City was worse off with 15. Tejani have swapped wings and positions. And it's not giving them the outcome that they desire thus far. Maybe it's a game of patience, cat and mouse for Adnan Piganovic against Ronnie Gabriel. First time cross by Fisher. Inviting, but not enough to get the Tejani on the end of it. Following up was Letsuenyo. We'll pick it up from the throw-in. A hush around the ground still remains. Hovers around it. They wait. Tejani to put it through the legs of Zinega. First time pass around the corner. Zikali. Very nippy. There's one game. Very, very hungry to impress tonight, I have to say. Nango's control. It's not world class enough. Goes out for a goal kick. Said Wandi Lengame and Nkabadinho Mhango have been standout performers thus far as we edge past the halfway point of the first half. Lengame only playing in his third match of a Betway Premiership season. Previously played 38 minutes in the league, 55 in all comps. His minutes coming against Marumo Gallants on match day 1, and then the next 3 games he sat on the bench. That was an unused sub, and then got a 27-minute run out against the Welele. And that's the numbers he's put up. Fisher, he keep that in, he can't. Bounces off newly laid and more manicured surface. I think the rains are also gonna see it quicken up. Quick score updates for you. Amazulu taking on Stellies, 0-0 there. 8-time champions Mamelodi Sundowns. They're still scoreless against Gallants 6 minutes before the half an hour there. Galaxy, Richards Bay also cannot be separated, while the other of tonight's matches sees Rise and Shine at home to Golden Arrows. Scoreless there as well. Ansum Kaka. That's in an interesting position, just offside. Will come back. In fact, he doesn't. He waits for defense to backpedal. That's a clever little flick on. Now we'll be looking to release Wandi Lengema. Richards Bay do have an opportunity, given the fact that I mentioned inability to score their goal-scoring woes. Maybe perhaps it's best to turn to youth. I mean, they seem to have assembled a very exciting team this season. In the way in the Diski Challenge, the likes of Banele Nomvete, Sibangani Zulu, Tabi Sandelu, the future of Richards Bay. They are currently, by the way, top of the league in the reserve league, having got 2 wins, a 3-1 defeat of Golden Arrows on the opening day, which is what is the game that I referred to, and away a win against Magesi to see them alongside Kaizer Chiefs as the only 2 teams have won in the opening 2. Here's in game. Sugar ting ting. The home reunion they dreamt of. This party is sponsored by Ungem. Yep, they're on the money, they're on the Kumba. 2 minutes before half an hour. What a goal that was. So good, we gotta see it again. They allowed him the space, too much power for Tapeira. Could not handle the heat. Wandile Ngema gets his first league goal of the season, at what a time and what a place as well. Finally broken that sequence of failing to score in games. Prior to today, 3 of their 5 games had failed to score. Not today, it's taken them 29 minutes, courtesy of young man Wandile Ngema. I said in the absence of Ntundwana, Figueiredo, Barnes, new names need to emerge. Is that one of those names that I speak of? Wandile Ngema, remember that name. But I was telling you about their under 23s, likes of Mulelo, Lombengula. Very good team they have this season. Can they sustain it? We shall see. But with the likes of Wandile Ngema playing well tonight, it inspires those watching on from home in the youth ranks to say, he's doing it, I can do it as well. Tejana now needs to turn on. Handled by the 21-year-old. Scored in his last 2 league games against Siwelele and Orbit. As I said, in good form, and of course in true Tim Sukazi form, calling him the most informed winger in South African football. You know what he's doing. If you know, you know. But who's to go against him, because that is the truth. Statistically, he's been extraordinary. Now that's an extraordinary touch from Hango. Man on his back, holds him off and then still cushions it with a plumb from the left foot to another left foot. Now we pick it up with the 24-year-old Moses Mtembu. They go back. One thing, TX Galaxy won't panic. They trailed within 5 minutes against Chippa United. They ended up winning that game 4-1. Good win, Matuna. This is a dangerous situation for Richards Bay. And most teams are quite at risk, especially after scoring. So they want to at least stave away the pressure and make sure that they hold on to the lead for as long as possible. That was only their 3rd goal of the season, along with Stellenbosch. They've been the bluntest of attacks this campaign. As I said, it's a much needed goal that checks Galaxy's defense, capable of stepping back and allowing that space in a dangerous part of the pitch for Wandile Ngema, who's been by far the most brightest of all 22 players in 32 minutes. First touch, Detejan cushions it like a feather-filled pillow. Another way that is the Knights' only goal. The first from 4 games on. Long may that continue. Adnan Beganovic being scuppered. His plans anyway. By Ronnie Gabriel, Papi Zotwan and Sboniso Kumete's combined powers. The 3 wise men are working wisely. This is the best I've seen Richards Bay in the opening 33 minutes of a game and opening half an hour of a game. As I said, maybe the international break really was a turning point that they wanted. Good pass, that stylish pass by Siyabonga Nzama. Powering forward is Sibangani Zulu. Still Zulu against Umbonjana. That's not going to be easy to conquer. Unjana, such a physical specimen. And so is Mahlambi. Pace is on Ditejane. This is dangerous for the home side. They do well to recover. Led by Sibani Mtungwa. Had to be on the cover defense. That is just so implorable. That. Take a bow. Great defending. Statistically though, Galaxy ISI geared to attack and attack well. 4 first half goals in 5 games. Is this game gonna be the one that sees that trend as well kind of fall away slightly? More than anybody in the league, scored 9 goals in the last 3 games after failing to score in the first 2. Maybe the season should have started in game 3 for them. Fisher has been occupying really good positions far right next to Richards Bay bench. He now tucks in. You probably see him emerge. There is jersey 23. Very advanced. When he started his run, there was no one on him up until he got into the box. Still unnoticed. The ball finally gets to him. Recycle. First time pass. Ditejane always upwardly mobile and then looks to chip. Makula. Was there a little touch there from the Ugandan international? Don't think Ditejane meant that, but it would have went in. That still would have affected the scoreline. There's an inquest happening in the Richards Bay defense. How close was this from the most informed winger in South Africa? He did get a touch with the 30-year-old. Just scooped it away, but was missed because they didn't give a corner for that. Made sense. The ball deviated away from its original trajectory. This boy has been nice as well in Zama. Shown real sublime little touches and attacking positions, and they just ease the air of the pressure valve, do Richards Bay. Man down. It's a good game, this. I think many people would have thought TX Galaxy were probably going to have their way with Richards Bay, given the form guide and their league position. But it's not been the case. Quick drinks. A break for those that are still standing on 10 toes. And Beganovic will always be standing on his toes from start to finish. Not one of those coaches that likes to sit down. I haven't seen an awful lot of Seluleko Mahlambi too much, if you're being honest. He's sort of being kept quiet, and I think that's a credit to Zuke Mtungwa, Zulu, Tsinega, and Mabua. You know, former Al Hilal man. If you followed his goalkeeping career, also picked up from the books of Pretoria Kellys. capped 11 times on international level for Uganda. If you're wondering which part of Uganda is from, he's from Kampala. After all that beautiful hype work, Mr. Makula, he then decides to kick the ball out directly for a throw-in. Not doing that again. Here's Macbeth Mahlangu. Patrick Fisher's pass is very dangerous. And it's short. Mahango can't exploit the error in judgment. Ken Zama. Zuke. First time pass to the left wing, Tumtungwa. Fisher gets back and atones for his earlier error. And again, Dan Beganovic, despite their free-flowing goal-scoring exploits, will be disappointed slightly that the fact that they were not able to keep a clean sheet against a side that you would bet will struggle to score before the game. The only clean sheet, in fact, the Rockets have kept this campaign was in their 2-0 home win over Siwelele. Mahlambi, who else scored a brace in that game. Oh, close. Can they get even closer? The answer is no. Moses Mtembu's search for a season-defining goal continues. 4 appearances, 0 goals, 0 assists for the 24-year-old. Another one that struggled to get into this game is Mpom Velase. Look at the Galaxy bench as the flag goes up. You see Vuluyega Zulu as an option. Former Chiefs DDC captain Ndande Nkosi, who's now switched allegiances on a permanent deal, is an option. Junior Zindonga, the Zimbabwean, I think, is one particularly of interest. Did come off the bench against Sorbet College to good effect. He may be the man to replace Mpom Velase, or will it be some positional tactical tweaking by Adnan Beganovic? Tejane closer to a striker, or Mahlambi to the left, etc., etc. Speaking of Tejan, he is determined. Gula safe as houses. Again, his kicking is problematic. Puts his hands in the air to say, sorry about that, I'm sorry. Giving away possession needlessly. Yes, Khanyana Lithuania. Dangerous player when given space. Velase passes the quickest. Mahlambi, can he manufacture a little spark in an otherwise cold 18 area for TX Galaxy thus far? 4 to play before the first half whistle goes. Incident free, but activity packed, that's for sure. And we've had a sublime goal by Wandile Ngema. Back at the Hlatuze Sports Complex after 3 seasons of not playing home football here for the Natal Rich Boys. Abafana Basepe are in the bay. That looked like a foul on Mahlambi, and it was indeed. Needless one to give away. Perhaps it may be from a dead ball situation that Spesihle Matuna can come up with something. fair way out though. It has to be a worldie. Remember that Declan Rice free kick against PSG? Oh, I know they said Liseka's in Matota. Let's come down a little bit. Blood is boiling. Looking to calm matters down as Moses Mtembu. Switch on. Is that little break that TX Galaxy wanted and needed? Here's a free kick, oh man. Oh, and then Mbunjana manufactures something out of nothing. His second of the season. Like I said, Richards Bay momentarily switched off, concerned with handbags more than defending. And it's the fixer who fixes the scoreline. Back to regular programming for Galaxy. It's 1-1. 2 before the halftime. The ultimate definition of something out of nothing. That ball was a little rugby up and under. You know when they give it to the forwards, like a little kick at the start. Everybody stood still except Mbunjana, who's getting a taste for goals this season. He feasts yet again. Richards Bay caught napping. Turn Mtenega. That's quite confident, given the fact your side has just conceded. So we've got 2 games that have a similar scoreline. Normal Gallants and Sundowns have finally warmed up to the task as well. It's 1-1 at the Toyongo Stadium. Vikram Reynas, 28 minutes, scoring at another league goal. That looks suspiciously like a handball. Referee Chibali was on the hand, and then toe poked in by Matuna. Flag is up though. They've got a second wind. Galaxy have timed their revival extremely well. Matuna thought he was in for a goal. With the first assistance flag stops all of that. Cupido as well scored a own goal in that Marimo Gallants game. 1-1 as things stand. 0-0 elsewhere. It looks as if Golden Arrows have just taken the lead as well against man from up north, Muwarra Ngovu, the 31st minute box entry. He sees the score in favor of Bafana Baselamodi. Damani. Matuna, that takes so well with the likes of Mbunjana and Mkaka. Oh, not too far away that. The dancing feet of Mashambi. Perhaps he should have just strictly not come dancing and passed the ball a little bit. Nice ending to this first half, a very engrossing watch. Given the side's forms coming into this game, you just were not quite sure if Richards Bay could withstand the onslaught and the current performance levels of TX Galaxy, but they have for large parts of the first half. They really bossed it, and the likes of Mhango, Mtembu Nzama and Ngema, who got the goal, were on the front foot. Galaxy, though, have shown why they are one of the most informed sides, looking to make it 4 wins out of 4. A goal by Mbunjana, restoring parity for them. It's 1-1 at the halftime break. Pop, 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 pop. Yeah. Hey, Baba. I coach. God, don't teach me. I coach. Bye. Hamba wena, hamba siyaqala hamba. Yho, inyawo zibuhlungu. The fourth draw in 7 matches and the fourth draw in 7 matches and 1-1 result. Buru. Action yet again from the Tuesday Sports Complex. Richards Bay back on the reunion tour after a 3-month hiatus at this particular home ground. Is this going to be the fourth draw in 7 league meetings? The second 1-1 result during that time. Let's find out over the course of the next 45 minutes. By the way, as things stand, Galaxy down from 4th into 6th if the game does end a 1-1 draw. They are 1 point behind Amazulu, who are beating Stellenbosch currently 2-0. Stellenbosch struggling in the opening half a dozen games of the season. Perhaps too much football for them over the course of the last 18 months. For Abafana Base Bay back in the Bay, they are 1 up from 12th into 11th, relegating Siwelele into 12th position. Richards Bay potentially maybe getting their first draw in 5 games, as well as, most importantly, making back-to-back games without a loss. A win against Cheaper United last time. The third last game, and then the second last was against Siwelele. Potentially they could make it 2 draws and a win over the course of over 180 minutes of league football. We're up again for the second half. We pick it up with the Travellers defending the goals to the right of your screen. Your home team attacking to that side as well, defending their goals to the left. Oh, beautiful touch. Run as well. Good imagination from Lukaka, but perhaps too imaginative. There's Zikali. Gave it to the player of the half in the one dealing game, with the man who got us scoring in this game, skipped. And then on the follow-up as well, just wide. Also, just wide of the right hand upright. On the follow-up was Siabong Anzama, who starts the game in attack with Kabatinho Mhango. We saw the likes of Mchali and Lundi Mahala relegated to the bench. Zikali Ngema and Mtembu starting in that midfield engine for Ronnie Gabriel. At the back, Mtungwa, Zuke, Ngenega and Zulu. Zuke, of course, can drop into deeper positions. Quite a versatile player in between the sticks. And his sixth appearance, Salim Makula. For TX Galaxy, only one change. There's Mpomvelase. He started the last game. He started the last couple of games, in fact, in an attack that has remained untouched and unchanged in the likes of Kankamkaka, Selu Leko Umahlambi, Puso Ditejani. But despite all of those, inform attacker was Lungi Simbunjan out of all players who got the retaliating goal to make it his second of the season. It matters at 1-1. Here's an issue now for the home side. To be concerned given the fact it's to a key player. Magic Spray is out. Captain Mkinaga is back up on his feet. Like I said, he has not missed any minutes this season in all the competitions they've played in. They've played in MTN 8, one game against Sundowns in the quarterfinal, which they went on to lose 4-0. Played 5 games in the league thus far. This is 6th consecutive start. That's over 450 minutes of competitive football, and we're not even in October as yet. For Simpre Mkhinega. Hopefully he won't be facing injury or burnout, which I think is the case for the team from the Winelands. Stellenbosch, if you look at the likes of Devon Titus, De Jong, Palace, they played over 45 games. Some of these names that I mentioned. The CAF Confederation Football, MTN 8, Cup competitions, the league as well. I think they're struggling and running bit on empty despite it being many parts of the season. Hango, a foul on Kankamkaga. In fact, it was on Kulmanin Damani. Score updates as well from the other games. Mentioned 2-0 scoreline in favor of Usutu Mapeshangoni. Goes by Andrew Gegstein, who seems a man revived, reborn, carrying his form from last season. 1-1 Marumo Gallants and Mamlabi Sundowns. Here comes Reynas, one in the back of the net, as well as Cupido, and then OG. Fishivani blows the whistle for another foul, this time on Nzama. Somebody's going to get a caution. Who's the culprit? Who's got a case to answer for? Lukwane City still trailing to Golden Arrows. That game having just started in the second half. 1-0 over there and 1-1 over here. Patrick Fisher, man who got booked for that foul on Siabonga Nzama. And he needs to now watch carefully his tackles moving forward. We've still got a pretty long way to go, over 35 minutes that he needs to be walking a defensive tightrope. Patrick Fisher be looking to really grab a hold of That right back position in the absence of injury-stricken Max Munyai, who's suffering from a long-term injury. Such an effervescent figure in the back line of Galaxy. Him and Letuenyo always start games. They started it again, or started for Said Ramovic during his time, and then for Adnan Beganovic. But yeah, they've had to be clever in managing injuries, as most sides have to do. Czechs Galaxy potentially could find out that nothing is for free. Lundi Mahala is about to be brought on. Start the last encounter against Siwelele. This time it's been a watching brief. Used to come on for Lindobuhle Zikali, who scored the winner in the reverse fixture. So no lightning strike for the 27-year-old Zikali, limping a little bit, clutching the back of his right hamstring by the looks of it. So maybe just nursing that and making sure it's not even a bigger tear. Monday Mahala is in on a Wednesday. 5 appearances for him. This is 6, 1 goal. The man who's played 366 minutes of league footy. That solid goal was back in match day 1 against Marumo Gallants in a 2-1 defeat. Made most impressive the fact he only played half a game of football. Damani budged to the floor by Hango. Never shy, maybe short in stature, but he's long in words, is Gawadinya Hango. Mahala only played 90 minutes twice. Previously T2 night, Chipa United in that 1-0 win got 90, and also played the full 90 against Golden Arrows in a 1-0 loss. And he provided the same sort of level of performance as Lindobuhle Zikali did. Two sides first met back in 2022-23. With the team in blue as the home side, played out to a 0-0 draw. The return fixture, Galaxy was at home March of 2023. They claimed a 4-0 victory. Spiwe Mahlangu scored in the 24th minute. Orebotsa Mongai netted a brace between minute 26 and 92, and Chagaricha Traore as well chipping in with a goal just before the hour. A 4-0 win. And still remains the biggest, the joint biggest win in the top flight for Galaxy. Here's Ditejane, an open net. Claims over handball. Surely that is the second. No, it's not. What a cover tackle, recovery tackle from Simpiwe Mfinega. They look for all money as if Galaxy were going to take the lead. And somehow they do not. But the danger's far from away. They still need to defend the corner. Keeper Magula came out, did not cover himself in any sorts of glory. Left Usudi Tejan with a decision to make. He went with the first time shot. And then the onrushing Mahlambi thought he was going to just tuck it away. But playing in his 86th game for Richards Bay shows why he wears the skipper's armband and why he starts game after game after game for such tackles. How much space does Indiana have? Enough. More than enough. There's the swinger, but doesn't connect with the support act in Lundi Mahala. Game is slightly opened up a little bit. That's good to see for the neutrals. Bilengem. Very, very impressed with one Bilengem. I think they found a real creative force a la Sanele Pans. Comes Puso Detejan. Surely Puso Detejan is going to score again. No, he wanted to take on too many. Wanted to do too much when he did enough. His search for a fourth. In 6. Will continue. Why did he not finish? There's 2 chances come quickly for Galaxy. And as quickly as they came, they disappeared. Makula injured. Oh, that touch was just splendid. And that one as well, athleticism of the highest level, but just didn't want to finish. Somebody else will. Rough translation, if you don't want to finish your food, someone else will do it for you. And Pusho should have had a buffet there. Can't open like ribbons. And Richards Bay defense have had to do a bit of late goal-saving tackles over the course of the last 5 to 7 minutes. And it's cost them their keeper by the looks of it. So then Makula, his dream of a 3rd clean sheet in 6 games, not to be. But the Ugandan international most seriously is now being nursed in a region of the body that will hamper movement. Hey, 3-1 Chiefs in we're catching smoke even when Chiefs is not even playing. Wowza. The big news, of course, if you did not know, Coach Nazarin Nabi and Chiefs not in the same WhatsApp group anymore. They've parted ways after that loss to Skukuna United. What was made even more interesting or scary about that is that Bentley Kobler didn't even train out of the match against Chiefs, relying on little more than video preparation for the encounter. He scored a brace, by the way, if you didn't know, in a 3-1 win at FNB Stadium. And what seemed, or now what seems, Coach Nazarin Nabi's last game. Chiefs record, by the way, 39 games in charge during his tenure, 15 wins, 14 losses, 47 goals scored, 44 conceded. Appointed Chiefs head coach 2024-25 season. By the way, the reserve goalkeeper is being summoned for Richards Bay, Ian Otieno. So this issue for Makula is much more serious than initially thought. It looks so innocuous. So Richards Bay are gonna opt for a Kenyan in goals. So Ugandan is down injured. Wishing a speedy recovery. Salim Makula, top goalkeeper, broken through the South African footballing circuit during his time at Pretoria. Kelly's caught the eye of multiple teams like Richards Bay. Eventually chose Rich Boys as his employers. His former Zesco United man, soon to enter the fray, still taking his time. Ian Otieno, who came to prominence back in 2013 playing for Posta Rangers, then moved to AFC Leopards. All of this while he was still residing in Kenya, his birth nation. Not to come on for his first minute. Competitive of football. Not played a game at all this season. You would think the keeper would be ready by now. That's the whole point of being a sub. You need to stay ready, therefore you don't have to get ready. By the way, we've had two really good goals, two different goals. This one, pure sheer power from Wandile Ngema, the youth star, showing that maybe Richards Bay have unearthed a new star in the absence of the likes of Sumilan Tunan. This one, the complete different side of the coin. A bit of a mistake originally from Pesisha Matuna. He slipped, but like a fox in the box, most alert. Who else? Lungisi. Mujana say who else? Tongue in cheek. He's only scored a handful of goals in over 100 and some change games during his career. Not known for his goal scoring, but this season alone he's back to the most of any campaign here during his professional career. Ian Etieno eventually makes it in between the goals. Better late than never. Thank you for joining us, Ian. Question is he warmed up? That's the next one. If it took so long to wrap the ankles and get the gloves on. Speaking of tape, it's Tape Ida. This season, Ian Otieno played 14 times in different competitions, majority of those in the Betway Premiership. Did not have great numbers at all. 13 goals in 10 games in the PSL for the Kenyan. Mostly was all used in cup competitions. His actual last game that he played in the league was against SuperSport United in a 2-0 win. Got 45 minutes in that one. Tejan Velas. I haven't seen too much of Velas as a hold-up player, a link player. That's Mashangu. Back to a dangerous area from one end to the other, Mashangu to Masambi. But it's a bit of a passing melee from Mashangu. Doing what he does best, running at opponents. Bineka runs alongside the ball as if he's walking his puppy. Tejani needs to be careful. There was a raised foot there from the versatile attacker. Ngema against Kanyana Litwino. Doing to Litwino what his last name suggests, being bothersome. Very good game from Wandile Ngema. Very exciting and exuberant in emerging talent. Join the side in terms of as a senior figure, seen as part of the first team squad back in June of 2024. Stayed at Central Village out in Richards Bay. He's on the center stage. Nicknamed Shakiri. I'm sure you can see why. Just after big boss himself, Zander Shakiri, retired Swiss international. Two subs that are going to come on for the away side in the Junior Zindonga, as well as Obelwake Sibande. Expected that. Zindonga in for Velase. Trying to pick up who Obelwake Sibande came on for. Looks as if it may be for Seluleko Masambi. With Matuna playing from the right through the middle, it's Mgaga. Left is Kusuli Tejani and leading the line. And his striker is Junior Zindonga. Junior Zindonga, Zimbabwean by birth. Center forward, or 1.87 meters of him. Second appearance in the league for the former Yada FC man. Also was, once upon a time, on the payroll of Marumo Gallants before signing for Tex Galaxy. Also one-time striker for Marisbeck United 5 years ago. Having come from Zimbabwe, he's played 38 minutes in total. 15 against Sobe College and 23 against Siwelele. He's joining the side from Gallants. The players down. I mentioned earlier about Lungisi Mbunjana and his surprise goal-scoring spree for the four-time cap Bafana Bafana midfielder. If you look at this season alone, as the Richards Bay fans still continue to vibrate and hoping to inspire their team to a rare victory. Siabonga Nzama is down, and not for the first time, mind you. I wonder if that's the last time we see him. He's back up on his feet as Papizo Twan and coach Ronnie Gabriel deep in conversation. Continuing conversation about Lungisi Mbunjana. 157 appearances tonight in the league. 4 goals, 1 assist. That tells you all you need to know. 2 of those 4 have come in the space of the last month. Nzama looks okay to push forward. Come on to add freshness to the side is Kobelwake Sibande. Donga made a clever run to the front post. He's got decent return in terms of minutes. Sibande. 6 appearances in all comps. Yes, Sibande. That would have been a real entrance as I speak of the man. 71 minutes overall for the 25-year-old. An assist in 5 league games. Just to be careful on the yellow card tail, because he's on 2. Couple more and he'll be out on suspension. 73 minutes against Obi College. Former Stellenbosch FC player. Only completed 1 match at left back. And the only match, one, from start to finish. And it was against Kukuna United in a 1-0 loss. Defeat, incidentally. Kukuna United go on a very, very powerful run. They went on to win against Obi College, draw against Amazulu, then 2 more wins against Durban City and Kaizer Chiefs. It's pretty at the top. So it's always pretty at the top. 20 to play. As the Mkatuse Stadium is starting to come alive now. They sense this is the moment, this is the time for their side to pounce. There's been an injury to major player Saleh Maguda. The goalkeeper went down about 10 minutes ago. Replaced by Kenyan Ian Otieno. Brought on as well Lundi Mahala for Liloguhle Zikali. For Tex Galaxy, called upon juniors in Donga, the former Marumo Gallants man, as well as Kobelwake Sibande and his reinforcements. Usodi Tejani had the best chance of the second half, rounding the keeper only for his last touch en route to goal to be deviated away. And we stay 1-1. Gema and Mbunjana, the two scorers. One with his first of the season, the other with his second. Coming from an offside position is Imam. Well, that won't count. That won't count. Fool them. Don't fool me. Interestingly, if you see Galaxy's record, last season they needed 8 games to collect 6 points. This season they've done so in 3 games fewer. Tells you they are a side that is on the up and is confident and comfortable. Here's the Tejani looking to make Galaxy on the front foot and make Richards Bay uncomfortable, but his pass leaves, takes Galaxy bench comfortable than ever. Looking for their 3rd successive away victory, by the way. Adnan Bogdanović's men. Gema. Or should we call him Shaqiri Light? Richards Bay duo is up on their feet as well to see out the last 18 to 15 minutes. I think it's Lwandile Mabuya as well as Takusani Mutengwa. Fans begin to usher the name of Lwandile Mabuya. Moses Mtembu taken off amongst those that have got 73 minutes in collaboration with Lwandile Mabuya is Takusani Mtetwa. Mtetwa himself still searching for his first contribution in the goals department, whether it be an assist, an actual goal. The trainers really had his hands full with Lwandile Ngema. Shaqiri Light is a problem. Wow. And he just won't stop running. No quite. Free kick. We saw what one free kick did in this game, with the effect it's had. Can arguably, man of the match candidate in Lwandile Ngema produce a moment of magic. Goes back post. Zuke was interested. It's allowed to bounce, and then it's Mpunega. Just wouldn't drop for him. He waited an eternity. The time was his enemy. Still 1-1. Look at that. Zuke was a decoy, and then there's a little head up, I think, from Lundi Mahala that set up his skipper. And his gold drought, quote unquote, will continue in 6 league appearances for Uskipa. Back to Mtetwa. Prior to tonight, Takusani Mtetwa had played every single PSL game this season. From the beginning to conclusion, he had amassed 5 90-minute games. And tonight, he'll get 14 to 15 minutes to operate for the defensive midfielder. Mabuya himself comes on for his first minutes in the Betway Premiership. The former Ari man. Out of the side with injury. Yes, Ngema. Looks for the pass to the side, and it is to the feet of Nzama. It opened up for him like the Red Sea. It parted. But he couldn't part with change for the Natal Ridge boys. The attacking third there. Ngema again at the heartbeat of everything. Look at Mbunjana just in front of Nzama. Put him off. Zindonga with a late flurry for the away side as legs begin to tire. Lithuania has been kept quiet. There's an attacking force. Won't test Otieno with such crosses as catching practice more than anything. Story of Mandile Mabuya, I think very talented player. So quite a bit of him last season. 16 times provided 2 assists as a free kick specialist as well. Played 18 in all competitions if you include the 2 Kali knockout games he was part of. Suffered 2 spells of injury. Up until the game against Malmo Gallants where he played 14 minutes, he had been a regular starter, got injured in that game, only played 14 minutes and then went on to miss 7 games thereafter, came back to play 35 minutes against Amazulu and then was out yet again for the foreseeable future. Fichivani into the spotlight.
But he can't jump, what he need to let him to run.
How good my Serbian is, but my English is not too bad. I'm not gonna be saying you don't want to rush. Let's go, Adnan. Let's go. Game. This could be something interesting from Tsepo Mabua. Doesn't trouble the newspapers tomorrow. Social media streets, modern day perspective. Speaking of the streets, let's keep our ear to the beat of the streets. Yes, quick update for you. Results elsewhere. Amazulu 2-1 against Stellenbosch. They've got one back to Stevie Parker's men. That goal coming through Langelihle Pili, who's really starting to come to prominence with the likes of Devin Titus and Nigel de Jong struggling. I think it's the under-20 internationals' turn to carry the team despite being so young. Sundowns and Gallants still can't be separated. It has been 1-1 for much of the 79 minutes. Polokwane City and Golden Arrows. It's a stalemate there, but a stalemate with goals. Govu scored in the 31st minute, only for Panile Dlamini to equalize 18 minutes before time for Polokwane City. Fichivani gets the magic spray out. Right straight this. Looking for a card. It was never gonna appear. They do have Mandia Mabuya, like I said. Very good at free kicks, but the fullback seems to be stepping away from the center stage here. Ngema is the main act tonight in 80 minutes. No one has played as consistently well as the man is screening away. Shirt number 33. Urging their team on. Abantu basepe for abafana basepe. Zama and Ngema. Now it's just Shaqiri light. It's in Gema. Far away, you know. It would have been a perfect ending for a most perfect performance for the youth star. Galaxy call upon Mori Keita just to give that last burst. Mori Keita coming on for Mkanka, whose legs I think gave way quite some time back, started to slow down considerably as the game commenced and went on. Mori Keita joining Zindonga and Sibanda. There's the three subs. Nice reverse pass. Again, is he gonna get there? Oh, perfect timing by Ira. Had he got that wrong, Gema's hitting the deck and you know what follows after that. It's the aces loaded against him. To use the poker saying. Patrick Fisher as well is going to come off to be replaced by Onke Mulete. That's wide there. Just came on as well, Mori Keita, Cote d'Ivoire, 29 years of age. Out of Abidjan, played for Chamonix out in France before making his way to the Republic of South Africa. A lot of his football was surrounded around the French region, playing for Rams. First side or the A side, isn't game up. Just a tad too slow, and Ira got there before him. We've already seen one keeper stretch it off. Is it gonna be a 2-for-1 special? Mind you, these are the starting keepers for both sides, with the Makula stretch it off with a hamstring injury, what looked like a hamstring injury, replaced by Ian Otieno. Tape Ira's potential replacement is Sipoma Seti, the youth product of TX Galaxy in a lot of his football in the DDC. Back on the issue of Mori Keita, like I said, spent a lot of time in France honing his skills, but also at a stint out a big football club. Harmonia dia, based in Kranidi, out in Greece. Well, that's it. Still a ways to come on. They changed their minds, so if Shivani wait for the next passage of play, he can bring him on. Flick on by Zindonga, and they create a chance for him late on. First touch is good by Lundi Mahala. In the last 5 minutes, the Twiners header seemingly sets up Ngema. Ngema takes a tumble, the Chivani penalty. He fell in stages, but you know what? Like I said, he's been the main man on the main stage. As if he scripted it himself personally. The man who's been the standout player. But taken out, but he was standing on 10. There was a failing leg. There was a leg just thrown out there. How much contact was there? I am not 100% sure, but I definitely saw Damani leave a dangling leg. And he gets a yellow card as well, joining Patrick Fisher as defenders who've seen yellow from Etix Galaxy perspective. Big moment this in this game. This to possibly recharge Richards Bay season. Tepo Mabua to take the penalty. Very trusty penalty taker, Tepo Mabua. 4 minutes or 4.5 to go. Whose metal has the minerals? Is it copper or is it silver? There's silver lining for Richards Bay. Been in trouble for what seemed an eternity. Reminder to you, lost against Marumo Gallants, lost against Golden Arrows, lost against Chiefs. The only win prior to today's Chippa United, and it seemed as if that will be the case. As the Chicks Galaxy analytical team celebrate like they just won the World Cup. Well, I'm sure you picked up through the audio mics. How did he miss that? That could have been a season-defining goal there. And I'll tell you what, it's all down to planning. It's all down to planning. That side he goes. He was told go left. I'll give you a little piece of nugget. The analytics team was sitting to my left-hand side, came to me with the screen and he said, we knew he was going to the left. And we told Tapeira, go to the left, which turned out to be right. 1-1 still. Whew. What a game this has turned out to be. We should have more international breaks. No, I'll take that back. When we don't have local football, I think many of us struggle, including myself at the top of the list. Lisekazini achieved. 1-1. And now, the problem is for Richards Bay, Galaxy, like I said, have the most points picked up from losing position. They are dangerous when they're backed into a corner. 3 points from losing positions. Only Golden Arrows have a slightly better record. I think, having said all of that, one Dylan Gamer, who has 33 for Richards Bay, really has caught my eye. I think he's the man of the match. Hands down. Shakiri Light. I wonder why didn't he take the penalty himself? He's floating on clouds, walking on cloud 9 with the swag and the moswango akin to a Yamil Lamal. He's only 19 years old, the man I speak of, Wendy Lengem. Why not give him the penalty? But again, seniority rules. Tepo Mabue is a seasoned performer, takes usually the penalties for Richards Bay, so I can see the thinking. Zam with some shit. Galaxy need to be careful. Kobelo Akesibande, part yellow card for him. He's gonna grab the winner here. Kelichi Vani points to the Richards Bay dugout and he says, "When, come down." A very deep Chivenda accent. I'm sure of it. 5 minutes. 5 more minutes of end-to-end drama. It's the return, Baba. Return back to the daily bread, the land of milk and honey. It has provided popcorn worth of action. Flag is up, on count. Could be anybody's game. Really could be. Galaxy chasing their 3rd successive away victory, which will see them break into the top 5, top 4. Richards Bay, Lucy Bunjani got a yellow, joining Damani and Fisher. Bafana Base back at Mkatuze Sports Complex. What 3 points could do for them. Like I said, only one win in the last 5. And they were seconds away from potentially holding out to a second in 6. I could have seen them rise up as high as 9, touching distance of the top 8. But all of these I speak of are feelings. Moments in time that have now come and gone. And the here and now, the score will tell you it's 1-1. Unless someone, anybody, and Galaxy, if you put in your betway slips, you would know that short bet Ditejane, Mbunja na Mgaga, they usually score. Not tonight. The only goal scorer has been Mlungisi Mbunja in his second of the season. Richards Bay, goal scorer for them. We saw counter cracked open quite nicely. Chance to cross here. Runs across the box. That's the man who opened the scoring for Richards Bay. Name finally came back to me. Wandile Ngema. What a performance from the teenage star. He was up against another teenage star in Puso Ditejane. But one stock has risen and the other has depreciated ever so slightly, based just solely on tonight's performance. Assistant coach Nerman Basic says let's go back to basics and calm down. By the way, his surname is spelled B-A-C-I-C. Hope you get that one. Zindonga. Nipped in does Mabuya. That's out of the foot pass to the most likeliest of havoc creators in Wandile Ngema. What does he get out of that? Nothing. Now Richards Bay gonna get nothing but 1 point from a winning position. That's what it's shaping up to be. That penalty miss is looking as big as that hole in Kimberley. Natal Rich Boys next in action on the 20th of this month. It's in behind the defense. They're playing Stellenbosch away from home. Again. Almost. As Brandy once said. They then play Richards. Now they'll rather play Magesi at home. Particularly, I'm sure that this game will be brought here. If not, just wouldn't make sense after that big hype of the reunion. Galaxy, they themselves are going to be playing Amazulu on the 24th of September. That game is confirmed. They were supposed to play Chiefs, but there's been a TBC in terms of that game. So, at the end of it all, Wandile Ngema started matters, almost finished matters. It was his penalty that almost won Richards Bay a rare 3 points, a much needed 3 points. They should have taken the 3 points, but the save was Tape Iras, and the glory was Tape Iras flinging himself to the left to make a big save to save points and see TX Galaxy continue unbeaten. It may not be 3 successive away wins for them, but it's not defeat, which sees their record now stretched to 4 games unbeaten. Very impressive from Adnan Biganovic, but I don't think this was the best performance. Richards Bay reunited back at Mkatuzi Sports Complex, and it was a complicated issue, but a lovely watch. 1-1. at full time.
Mic. 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2. All right, sure.